Am I the asshole for saying no to my wife to be a bridesmaid? I am or was going to be the best man at my brother's wedding next year. My wife was invited to be a bridesmaid and she initially said yes. It turns out that the bride is now expecting my wife to get a whole new wardrobe for the bridal showers, bachelorette party, rehearsal, and reception dinner on top of her bridesmaid's dress. The only color she's allowed to wear to all of these events is the same lavender color as her bridesmaid dress. She was even given a few swatches of that material to take shopping with her. The shoes and makeup have to match for photos. Even pajamas have to match. The bachelorette party is a week getaway plus all of the other events. It's like an additional 10 days of clothes that my wife will never wear again. She normally wears black or dark color clothes. I bring this up to my brother after he hands me the swatches of fabric. I told him this is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. He said that's why they're giving me almost a year to get all of the items together for the bachelorette and weddings. I'm thinking of my wife's reaction because she's already not great friends with the bride. I told my brother that my wife can attend the wedding as a guest and not a bridesmaid. My brother gets mad saying I'm upsetting his fiance's aesthetic that she's had planned. He's just asking for a few days of accommodation and I said no. He tells me I'm no longer his best man for this and I'm selfish for destroying his fiance's dream wedding over a few dresses. Edit: I don't know why Reddit would think I didn't discuss this with my wife. I told her afterward and she laughed saying hard pass. Maybe when you grow up get into a functional healthy relationship you'll understand that you can predict your partner's moods and boundaries. Not the asshole. It's so incredibly selfish when brides do shit like this. It's unfair to expect everyone to spend what will ultimately be thousands to try and accommodate this type of request. Your brother is being delusional. Not the asshole if your wife thinks it's terrible too. I would not be a part of that. That's insane. The wedding is the only place they should be dictating a dress code. Not the asshole. What is up with people expecting others to shell out thousands of dollars to be part of their wedding, and even pre-wedding activities? I also don't get these week-long getaways that everyone but the bride pays for. A bachelorette party used to be a one-night thing. The entitlement of some people has gotten out of hand. It's also a year in advance, so there's plenty of time for her to find someone else that can keep with her aesthetics. Not the asshole. People, he knows his wife. If this would happen to my partner, I'd expect to have my back, too. This isn't speaking for her, this is backing her up. That's actually his job as a husband. Back to the topic, this is nuts. Good thing you didn't take their shit. Not the asshole because you know your wife well enough to know that she is not going to enjoy being dressed up in lavender for days at a time, and basically you aren't deciding for her, you are telling your brother what her reaction would be. It sounded from the title like you were stopping her from doing something she wanted to do. Clearly this isn't the case, but I can see why people thought that before the edit. Tell your brother that you'll catch the next one. Not the asshole. My brother gets mad saying I'm upsetting his fiance's aesthetic that she's had planned. To the contrary, the bride can now keep her aesthetic with the bridesmaids who are okay to follow all of the rules. Your wife didn't want to do it, so she stepped down. Your brother is making a big deal out of nothing. Your wife can be a guest and wear a black dress like a normal guest. Not the asshole. No one needs to be looking like a Parma violet for more than a day. LOL. The edit. I can get behind maybe matching pajamas, though should be a gift from bride, but the rest is Instagram ridiculous. Loved yours and your wife's reaction. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Did your wife and her wallet a favor? Would I wear a lavender dress for my friend's wedding? Absolutely. I wouldn't like it because it's a color I never wear, as it looks terrible with my skin tone. But I would do it cheerfully and keep my opinion to myself for my friend. But I would absolutely not buy a lavender ensemble of clothing for parties. And pajamas? Are you kidding me? Hard pass. You are not the asshole, and if you were my husband, I would love you even more for not pressuring me into that fiasco. Not the asshole. This is after the edit. People aren't accessories and you're not an R when you don't bend to their will. Not the asshole. You clearly know your wife well enough and you prevented her from looking like the bad guy. Good work. Not the asshole. It's a ridiculous ask and I wouldn't blame your wife at all for dropping out of the bridesmaid party over it. Asking people to spend crazy amounts on all these items or having them buy from fast fashion brands, which are unethical, is selfish. And it's probably all just so the bride can have matching pictures for Instagram or Facebook. Wearing X at wedding, sure, whatever. But expecting like 10 outfits of a hard to find color? Who's paying for that? Who's got the time to even find 10 outfits like that? Not the asshole. Tough. Unless they're literally shooting 10k into your bank account to fund all this narcissistic nonsense, they're out of their fucking minds. Not the asshole. Like you, your wife, my husband knows me well enough to answer for me, which I am grateful that I don't have to. Not the asshole. It's giving Yellow Jackets cult vibes. Not the asshole. My wife would also know not to bring this to me as it would be way worse. Don't give him shit for knowing the reaction of his very own wife. Not the asshole. And I really hate all these brides who want to control everyone just because it's their wedding. It's like they think they will never be important again, so they have to go all out for their wedding. I don't even like going to weddings anymore. It's no longer about the relationship. I'm still amazed at how many people think it's okay to put so much financial strain on friends and family for a perfect wedding aesthetic. Who has 10 extra days for a bachelorette getaway with people that you don't even get along with? Who has money to buy several outfits, makeup, shoes, etc., all for someone else's aesthetic? Weddings are important, and it is a time to dress up and celebrate. But not to this extent. This couple was wise to just say not interested. Not the asshole. Because of a comment you made where your wife didn't want to do it either. It's one thing to have the bridesmaids wear the same dresses at the wedding. It is completely ridiculous to be demanding their wardrobe for all the other events, as well as the over-the-top week-long bachelorette party. The bride really demands her bridesmaids use up their limited vacation time for this, on top of buying all new clothes for these events. Not the asshole. Sounds like that commitment will be very expensive. Hard pass is right. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Weddings bring out the worst entitlement in people. Not the asshole. It should be understood that you can't hold someone to a commitment when you dump all these outrageous requirements on them after you rope them in. Why the hell do they need to match at the bachelorette? I mean, I know why. This has social media ready pics and videos written all over it. But seriously. Unamused face. Not the asshole. I hope you and your wife continue on with a long, happy, healthy marriage where you don't treat your friends and family like props in your life. Hard pass is right. This is the problem with the modern-day bride. The wedding is just the main event. All MOH and bridesmaids are required to abide and spend a lot of money they may or may not have to please the bride. The elaborate bridal shower and the bachelorette party, which is no longer just one night in your city, is now a 5-day vacation with the bride and bridesmaids color-coordinated sequin tank tops like an entourage. Posing for annoying photos, all for the bride's need for her glory of the almighty Instagram. Blech. Smart move. Edit. I don't know why Reddit would think I didn't discuss this with my wife. I told her afterward and she laughed, saying hard pass. Maybe when you grow up, get into a functional, healthy relationship, you'll understand that you can predict your partner's moods and boundaries. LMAO, fucking burned. Welcome to this garbage sub, hope you enjoy its garbage denizens. Info. What does your wife want? Not the asshole. Love your edit, you are absolutely right. Been with my wife 10 years, and I can 100% tell you if she would be down with this or not, even though I wouldn't inherently make the decision for her. Not the